Good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching WYTV. You're welcome to News Review, where we talk about the headlines that made up the newspapers of today. My name is Ahmed Abbas Olatunji, but you can call me Sidon J, and I have in the studio with me. Alright, the sponsor for this show is still Nokpa Abals, and I do tell you, if you want to be one of our sponsors, you can call the number you're seeing on the screen, or you can send us a message and we'll reply as soon as possible. So today I'll be starting with Punch newspaper. Federal government to sell 5 power plants for $1 billion. Nigerians lambast Wike for downplaying abduction epidemic. We haven't received senators' December salaries, Kaduna bombing victims. Abiodun is not behind Ogun Speaker's impeachment, lawmakers. Then on Vanguard, 32,462 Nigerians apply for passports in 2 weeks. Implement NTAS reports, US tells federal government. Babatunde Fashola's pension claims by Rotimi Fason. US pastor who pocketed investors $1.3 million says God told him to do it. Then on Daily Post newspaper, kidnapping, concern mounts over crowdfunding for ransom. Ipman tackles NNPCL over delay in force supply. Kogi government stops salaries of 231 workers. DSS clears air on arrest of Mieti Allah president. These are the headlines that made up the newspapers of today. Let's go on a short commercial break. When we're back, we talk more on some of the headlines. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. Your family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Abba Mixture, your family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
Short commercial break, and that's our sponsor, Nokpa Abals. Well, the first headline of today is about Nigerians lambasting Wike for downplaying abduction epidemic. Talking about the abduction epidemic going on now in Nigeria, most especially in Abuja, FCT. You see, I don't see this as as government fault. Why? Because now, when Nigerians see that the federal government is not trying to come up with any strategy to stop or curb what is going on, they see that as an opportunity for them to venture into that same business, you understand, which is actually affecting the economy of the country in general. But then I will still put the blame on the government.
Why they put the blame on Wike? Like I said earlier, I think this week or late last week, that the Federal Capital Territory does not have a governor. Yeah, exactly. But it has a minister, which is, the minister is Wike. So the person that they are to blame or talk about that has them the 100% work to play about this abduction that is happening in the Federal Capital Territory is Wike. Yeah. So there is nothing they say to Wike now that I would say I do not support. I support whatever they say to him. If he truly wants people to talk about him for good, then he needs to put in active work. Instead of going to these bully people on the street and start removing them from the street where they get their livelihood, they need to
or trying to destroy
people's house because you want to do. There are better things. There are better things to do out there. Called kidnapping and all these things that they will just kidnap and start asking for ransom. And this thing, I don't think it happens in Abuja before. It's not as if there is no kidnapping case in Abuja, but it is not as rampant as the way they are now doing it now. So Wike, you still have a lot of work to do.
Well, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has come under fire over his cavalier handling of the abduction epidemic, rocking the nation's capital, which he blamed on political detractors. Angered by his statement, the Northern Elders Forum, Middle Belt Forum Youth Forum, and other stakeholders chastised the former Rivers State governor, describing his utterance as insensitive and unfortunate. Wow, that's too much.
Sensitive.
That's too big for a minister like Wike.
And so, the fact that you're a minister, you need to filter. There's this thing I would call CPU. I don't know if there is no CPU in a system. Do you think the system can function?
That's the processing.
So, for every human being, I do say it, we all have CPU. Before you dish out some words, it should go through your processing unit before you bring it out.
But you see, we all know Wike for one thing. He just a man of his own. Yes, he talks to anybody anyhow. You understand? So that's just his that's his way of expressing himself. Well, under Wike, the FCT had come under massive attacks from bandits who abducted residents who paid huge ransoms to secure their freedom. At the last count, over 25 persons have been taken away in the past 2 weeks, while no fewer than 4 victims were gunned down by their captors for failing to carve out a ransom. But reacting to the development during a media chat yesterday, Wike said the tension over the kidnappings was unnecessary, stressing that crimes could not be eliminated. The video of the media interaction was uploaded on YouTube and later deleted. Why?
Because after the lashing, yeah, okay, there was this time that the Senate, I think the senators, when the head of Gospel Pablo said we are all going for break, talking as a sense he changed it because after the reactions of Nigerians were not an easy one for him. So after this is not what I meant, this is what I mean and all that. Now, Wike came out to talk. Probably he's just saying it that this is what is going to happen. We know we can actually try our best, but you cannot eliminate this thing.
I think
we can only try to curb it. We can't stop it, but because this thing did not just start today.
But you're not supposed to say they'll curb. It's just supposed to say like you're going to try out their possible best to make it stop.
You know, at times you would have spoken some, you would have said some things before you know that this thing that I said, I'm not supposed to say it.
Well, some politicians are bent on making sure the government does not survive. And how do you do it? By creating unnecessary tension and carrying propaganda that something just happened here. They tell you it has happened 25 times.
We are good. Nigerians are good with that.
Yes, and that is the reason why some people are already seeing. I saw a video on Instagram whereby kidnappers and victims were there. They covered their face. The kidnappers and the people they kidnapped, the abductors, all of them were there covering their face, and the people they abducted were doing like this to the camera. They didn't talk. We didn't hear any sound. The kidnappers were doing like this. They were taking their. You understand? So it's just like they acted the same.
And you will see their faces all dried up, no cry, nothing, and all that. But now, what do you expect? You won't take it serious.
Well, you must understand how our system works. There are those who are blackmailers who are paid, he had said. Now, you know they are blackmailers. That means even Wike can actually do that to an opposition party.
Yeah.
Because he knows, there's one adage in Yoruba that says, oh, Lilu Mos, oh, Lilu.
It is the thief that knows the foot part of it.
You understand? So, which means even Wike can actually do this to
it is what they do in politics. So, there is it is something he can do. That is why he can tell you that it is other parties' propaganda.
Well, Wike dismissed the public outrage over the kidnappings as unnecessary, saying, you cannot stop total crime. Let somebody tell me as a professional that there is anywhere in this world where there is no crime. That is too that is not a normal thing for him to say. Because if you are saying this, that means you are trying to let us know that crime will always happen, like you are, and there is no way you are going to stop it as the government, like as the body that is in the position to stop this.
Thank God you said, when you talk, you said we know Wike for who he is.
Yes, I know, but this one that he said, I don't go with.
I said probably the CPU is not functioning. So there are some things that you need to check.
Are you trying to say Wike is on Colos?
I did not mention it. There are some things you need to check before you. Okay, if I say this thing, how would these people take it? How would they react to what I want to say?
That's true.
You just come out and you tell them that our doctors, we can actually, you did not even come out and say we can try our best.
You know what? One thing I love about Wike is most of our ministers and senators are politicians. When they come on national TV to talk, most of them they read what is being written for them to talk. But Wike will just say what is on his mind, and he doesn't care if you like best, if you like, you don't understand. Okay. So he is a man of his word, and I love the fact that Wike is a man with action. He doesn't talk without doing things. So he's just trying to let us know that he cannot stop the crime.
Even we Nigerians, we know that they can't stop it. They can only try their best, because now you are talking about is Wike the first minister in the federal capital territory?
That's true. But
we had other ministers back then. When they were there, what did they do
That's true. But then, you know, when Wike became the minister, it went viral. Like everybody, it was popular.
And why it went viral was because Wike was from opposition party.
Yeah, that's true.
The sitting president is an APC member and he is a PDP member. We know what happened, what transpired. He trying to work against his presidential candidates. And at the long run, he was chosen as a minister under the APC umbrella. So what do you think people will say? People will actually see that they are working together.
Well, Wike also lamented that citizens do not compliment government efforts and are ready to fault areas that have not been resolved. When we came here, people say everything in Abuja has collapsed. No street light, no road. How many of you have even come out to commend us in these 5 months? All you do is pick one that has not been solved or that appears to be the problem. You forget the ones that the government has put effort, which has yielded results, he added. Well, I love Wike for one thing. He's trying to let people know that, okay, we are government. We are the one in charge of doing everything, making everything happen. But if we are yet to do something, you are not supposed to bring it in the news that, okay, they are not doing any, as if they are not doing anything.
Like somebody said earlier today, said the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, if he gets to power, in 2 months' time, he will make petrol 100 naira per liter. And I told him that it is not 2 months yet.
It is.
If you buy petrol 100 naira per liter 2025, then the 2 months just concluded. We just need 2 months. Just agree.
Well, it is easier said than
done. So
done.
now we cannot tell you that we are working, but wait to gradual process. They have not started work. Once you see that there is no abduction anywhere in Nigeria again, they've started their work.
Well, me, I can't say Wike is not working, and I can't say.
Trying. Do you know the number of houses he has demolished?
And they are trying to do some things.
Do you know the number of Boli people that they already sent out of the street?
Well, so it is said that Boli is meant for Lagos, not for Abuja. So don't sell Boli on the street of Lagos, the street of Abuja. You can sell your Boli in Lagos, Ogun State, and any other part of the country.
Your body will tell you.
Well, let's go on a short commercial break. When we're back, I will talk more on some of the headlines of today.
For management of power.
Back from that short commercial break. Well, the next headline here is U.S. pastor who pocketed investors $1.3 million says God told him to do so. Wait, I don't understand. Wait, all these people that used to claim men of God, where do you talk to God? I want to know. Share a phone number. Or you don't understand, or God do call you through. Is it only through dream?
It is only those that will give grace the opportunity to know how God speaks that can actually talk about it.
So God actually
yes, God talks to people. God speaks to
So
people.
are you backing this pastor?
Excuse you, please. Let me die before you pray.
Yeah, continue.
God cannot tell you to pocket people's investment. Their investment. Are you whining me?
Oh my goodness. Hey.
No, you know. Why all these people, they are actually saying this thing because they feel almost everybody in Nigeria, they so much respect this man of God. And they attach it to touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. There are a lot of prophets starting there by doing this thing. How can you tell me that it is God that told you to pocket my 1.3 million? Are you joking? Are you whining me?
Well, a U.S. pastor who sold a worthless cryptocurrency to his flock and pocketed $1.3 million using some of it to remodel his house, has insisted
it was God that told him.
He was only doing what God has told him to do.
It was God that told him to remodel his house.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
While the U.S. pastor Eli Regalado and his wife Caitlin face a civil lawsuit alleging they flogged and the so-called index coin to fellow Christians in Colorado with divine guarantees investors will become rich. According to the complaint filed by the Colorado's Attorney General's office, investigators found 300 people sank $3.2 million into something Regalado and his wife insisted God was backing. That was despite the fact that the couple, who run an online church, had no experience in cryptocurrency, said a press release from the Colorado Division of Securities, the state body that regulates the securities market. Faced with the fraud allegations, Regalado doubled down on his message of a God-given mission and even confessed to using the cash for some home improvements.
There are different types of God.
But they are not writing small letter G-O-D.
Whatever. I can actually use my name. I will tell you that henceforth, if you want to write my name, don't start my name with small letter. And even myself, if I want to write my name, I don't start my name with small letter. I start my name with capital letter. So if I start serving some Shango, I can decide to put it in capital.
You know, the pastor even said it was also an instruction from God to use the money to improve his house.
There are different kind of God. That's why there are different kind of God. It is his own God that is talking to him. Okay, now I want to bring in one. That man, you came out. If it is true that you call me, let you go. Even myself, it was a movie. Even myself, I was watching. I was like, see the power of God. Hey, my dear, if you see the God he was praying to, but you will never know. Because if he comes to pray in the name of Jesus. At the end of the day, he will put his God inside. So we know that he's just using the name of. And sorry to bring in this Bible. I said, not everybody that call my name God will enter into the kingdom. Not everybody that comes and say, Lord, in your name we cast out demons, we chase out demons. They are not men of God. Not everybody.
Well, so the charges are that Caitlin and I have pocketed $1.3 million. And I just want to come out and say that those charges are true. He said in a video posted to a forum for index coin investors. Out of that 1.3, $500,000 went to the IRS and a few $100,000 went to a home remodel that the Lord told us to do. The couple allegedly also spent funds on a gamut of luxury items, including a Range Rover, jewelry, swanky handbags, and snowmobile trips, the complaint states.
You see the God that
facing the legal action, which was filed in Denver last week, Regalado considered it was possible there had been some communication issues on his hotline to God, though he was still holding out hope that the big man will come through in the end. We took God at his word and sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit, the US pastor said.
Excuse you, if it is the God that I know that you're talking about, Esther, you will go to jail.
You know what is going on here?
Your church is even an online church. It is not a physical church. It's not as if you are going to open one church. You want to use the money in remodeling the church that you are saying you're
not
so
church,
God.
House.
You listen. It's not as if you built a church that you are saying you're so called God, your own God, that is telling you to use people's money to remodel your own house, to buy Range Rover, to buy all these expensive accessories.
Expensive bags.
Your body will tell you.
Going on picnic holidays.
On picnic with people's money, people's hard-earned money.
You know what actually happened was that the pastor wanted to take the money to venture into cryptocurrency business.
So you want to use people's money?
He was scammed. No. So after being scammed, he now want to scam his congregations too. That okay, see what happened though. We use this money we use it to do this so business. So we are expecting our money back. So you guys should just be praying that God will let our money comes out. Well, let's move on to the last headline. So be it for the pastor and the congregation, because I don't know what to say on this particular matter.
Is there every man, anybody that dresses as a man of God that comes to tell you that my brother don't?
You know, I do tell people that these things don't happen in Nigeria. People don't know.
Are we not under the heavens? We are under. Don't whine me now.
Well, Kogi government stops salaries of 231 workers. Kogi state government has
stopped. What are these people going to eat? 231 workers. What are they going to eat?
Well, let's check the body of the news and see what's up. Kogi state government has stopped the salaries of 231 individuals working in the state civil service. The state head of service, Mrs. Anna Odio, disclosed this in Lokoja while flagging off issuance of state identity cards for workers. Odio noted that the affected civil servants failed to comply with Kogi state government directive to update their records. Salaries of the affected civil servants, according to the head of service, have been suspended since November 2023 till date.
Wow.
That's interesting.
2 months.
So when they stopped paying them and actually stopped them, okay, it's like they just stopped their salaries.
And they told them to update their record. What will it take you to do that?
Now you wanted to back those workers before. You said,
but
you didn't know what they have. What
I
they
just
did.
asked the question. What are they supposed to do? But now I see that they are the reason. They are the reason for their own problem.
Well, Odio explained that the exercise was carried out in a bid to further authenticate the updated staff records. She explained further that in May 2022, our office had earlier sent out an enclosed form, biodata form, to all ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, to be filed by the civil servants and returned. She emphasized that authentic data was required for adequate planning by the government, especially in the transition Period. Good. See, I love the fact that they are doing this for government workers.
And they should do it for everybody in the
all states. Because most people, they just think they can be doing anyhow working under the government without updating their records, which is not supposed to be like that. Well, although the biodata exercise revealed a lot of inadequacies on the part of the MDAs, a total number of 231 staff have failed to show up for the updated record exercise, which has led to the suspension of their salaries since November 2023 till date. You know, there are some things that we need to talk about. Most of all these workers, most of them are retired. You don't understand? Like, they are retired, but they don't want to update their records so as not to show their real age.
Because when some people, when they resume that job as government workers, they reduce their age. They did that with and you went to the court to actually swear. I swear that this is my age. And why would you do that? So when you get to the stage that you're supposed to retire, normally, you know you have to work extra to join to the age, but your body is already telling you.
Well, the question now is, where are they? Who are they? Are they ghosts? She queried. Earlier, the Permanent Secretary Research, Evaluation and Policy Analysis Certificate Verification Department, REPA, Mrs. Shuaib Memuna Dede, in a welcome address, commended the head of civil service for her proactiveness in ensuring the actualization of the project. You see, one thing I want you to know is that most of all these are workers, most of them, they are not, they are ghost workers. Yeah. And that is what they are trying to fish out here, that there are some people working in a state and they are not actually human. You understand? It is state government, some people in the state government that is chopping their money. You know, their names are on the list.
Yes, no.
But that's why I love the fact that this head of civil service is trying to fish out those
and things. If they don't do what they're actually doing now, if they don't try to bring out the transparency in everything, if they don't try to do the real work that they are supposed to do, and the real work is what they actually ask them to do, to update their biodata, to update everything, there will not be. You will see that one person will be collecting salary worth of four people working, and one person will be receiving 4 people's salary. I don't think those things are actually something that is good in the government starter and all that. I don't think.
Well, this is a good movement in this state, and I feel if all the states can do
states,
it will make sense. It will make sense. Well, this is where we are going to be ending it on the show today. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. My name is Ahmed Abbas or Latunji, but you can call me Sidon J. Thank you so much for joining on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you again next time on News Review. Be good and be hardworking. Bye for now.